Something unexpected may be developing behind the scenes in Cincinnati, and while nothing has been officially announced yet, there are fresh signs that one of the Bengals' biggest remaining off-season questions could be moving toward an answer much sooner than many expected. Before we get into everything, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any Bengals updates as training camp gets closer. If a major move happens, you'll want to be among the first to know. Now, let's get to what really matters. As the countdown to training camp continues, Bengals players are enjoying the final stretch of the offseason before returning to Paycor Stadium. While the roster prepares to reunite, attention has quietly shifted toward the front office, where there could still be important business left to finish. One of the biggest unanswered questions surrounding this team has been the future of cornerback DJ Turner. Among the players entering the final season of their rookie contracts, Turner has consistently stood out as one of the most important extension candidates. The Bengals will eventually have to decide how they want to approach several young players whose contracts are winding down, but Turner appears to be at the top of that list. Now, a recent social media post from his agent has fans wondering if progress has already been made. Andre Odom, Turner's agent, shared a cryptic Instagram story featuring Turner's Instagram account along with the caption, "CB1, Cornerback 1, calculated." By itself, that wouldn't necessarily mean much. Agents post motivational content all the time, and social media can often generate speculation that never leads anywhere. However, there was another detail that caught attention. In the background of the image appeared a sign reading, "Soon." That single word has sparked plenty of conversation. Does it confirm that DJ Turner and the Bengals have already agreed to a contract extension? No, there has been absolutely no official confirmation of that. The post could simply suggest that negotiations are moving in a positive direction. It could reflect optimism from Turner's camp. It could even be nothing more than confidence that Turner is eventually going to receive the contract his representatives believe he deserves. Still, the wording has generated legitimate curiosity because of how it was presented. The caption used the word calculated, not calculating, leading some to wonder whether significant progress has already taken place behind closed doors. Again, none of that confirms a deal. Negotiations in the NFL can move quickly, slow down unexpectedly, or completely change direction. Until both sides sign a contract, everything remains speculation. Even so, the timing makes this worth paying attention to. Training camp is approaching rapidly, and if the Bengals intend to lock Turner into a long-term extension before the season begins, the coming weeks would naturally become an important window for those discussions. The reason this situation carries so much importance is because of what Turner accomplished last season. During a difficult defensive year for Cincinnati in 2025, Turner emerged as one of the few consistently bright spots. He delivered the breakout campaign many had hoped to see and established himself as one of the defense's most reliable performers. According to the discussion, Turner finished tied for second among all NFL cornerbacks in passes defended during the 2025 season. At only 25 years old, he has positioned himself as a major piece of Cincinnati's secondary moving forward. That naturally raises another question many fans continue asking. Can the Bengals afford to keep him? There has been growing discussion surrounding what Turner's next contract could look like. If his market value reaches roughly $20 million per season, some have questioned whether Cincinnati can realistically make that commitment after already making several significant off-season moves. The belief expressed throughout the discussion is straightforward. If other NFL organizations can find ways to keep their top young players, then the Bengals should be capable of doing the same. Nothing suggests the organization cannot make it work. Whether those financial details have already been discussed internally remains unknown, but the expectation is that a player who has become this important deserves to be compensated accordingly. Turner's value extends beyond individual production. The current outlook of the secondary makes his future even more significant. Even if Dax Hill remains part of the team's plans, the depth at cornerback becomes considerably thinner beyond the current starters. The Bengals also did not draft a direct replacement for Turner this year. Waiting until a future draft and hoping to immediately replace a proven starting cornerback would be a risky strategy. Finding quality cornerbacks capable of producing at Turner's level is never guaranteed. That makes retaining proven talent considerably more appealing than attempting to replace it later. Interestingly, Turner himself has done little to create unnecessary attention surrounding his contract situation. When asked about his contract status, he made it clear that his primary focus remains football. Rather than discussing negotiations publicly, Turner emphasized that those conversations belong between the organization and his agent. His attention, according to his own comments, is centered on working with his teammates, getting comfortable alongside the new faces on defense, and preparing for training camp. He also acknowledged the importance of being present during off-season activities while explaining that there is no single blueprint for handling these situations. His message remained consistent throughout. He's here to work. He's leaving the contract discussions to his representatives. That approach has been viewed positively because it minimizes unnecessary distractions while allowing negotiations to continue privately. Still, even with Turner's professionalism, the belief remains that Cincinnati should not delay if they already know he is part of the franchise's long-term plans. Waiting carries risks. The closer negotiations move toward the regular season, the more opportunities there are for discussions to stall, change, or become more complicated. Completing an extension before training camp would allow everyone to focus entirely on football once practices begin. It would also provide long-term stability for one of the team's most important young defenders. One of the recurring themes surrounding Cincinnati's offseason has been how unpredictable it has been. Several moves surprised fans, creating an offseason unlike what many expected just a few months ago. Because of that, supporters have become accustomed to expecting the unexpected. If another surprise arrives before training camp in the form of a DJ Turner extension, it would simply continue a pattern that has already defined much of this offseason. For now, though, there is still one important reminder. Nothing has been officially announced. The social media post from Turner's agent has fueled speculation, but speculation remains exactly that until both sides finalize an agreement. Nevertheless, the timing, the wording, and the message have certainly given Bengals fans something to watch closely as training camp approaches. If the Bengals believe Turner is a foundational player for the future of their defense, many would argue this is one of the easiest decisions remaining on the off-season checklist. Now all eyes turn toward the front office to see whether those expectations become reality in the days ahead. What do you think? Did DJ Turner's agent just hint that an extension is close? Or is this simply another social media post generating off-season speculation? Do you believe the Bengals should make Turner one of their long-term cornerstones before training camp begins? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Go Bengals!